What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome to the Fangs Farm MLB DFS Game Day Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the Tuesday 9-game DraftKings Main Slate here. Not a bad day. Usually these Tuesday slates are like 13 games, and we always talk, around the like 6 to 8, 9 game slate. We kind of enjoy the player pool size. There's enough value. MLB wise, some days there's good pitching, some days there's not. We got some interesting pitching matchups here on this slate that we can certainly will be going over as we go position by position. Henry Wilson will be on the playbook here for Tuesday, and he'll be joining me on the 5 p.m. Eastern live stream. So make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button so you get notified whenever we go live. It's a free way to support the work we do here over at Fantasy Alarm. James, we're sitting here recording on Monday evening. We are watching the current Monday MLB slate going on. We got a little early scare from Louis Hill, the highly rostered starting pitcher here tonight. Gave a couple runs early against the White Sox. The Yankees have had about 100 men left on base tonight, which has certainly been a bit frustrating for those who have stacked New York here. All in all, plenty of baseball still to come in this Monday slate, but we got to turn our attention. We got to refocus and get the people ready for Tuesday.
Here's the page, John. It is turned. We have officially turned the page to Tuesday. And I mean, it's an interesting slate. I wouldn't say there's many aces. I would say Michael King has turned into one. Seth Lugo has turned into one, but not like traditional. We had four hot hosses, I will say, here on the Monday slate, right? Yeah. So, definitely an interesting slate here. A pitcher, we have a highly coveted prospect for the Minnesota Twins going, Zebby Matthews, making his debut on Monday. That's why you see everything in flux here. Just absolutely a nightmare, especially when you scroll. Just don't scroll because they're all the Minnesota
Twins. Including Zebby Matthews, by the way. He is on the slate. He's here.
I don't understand.
They just haven't designated him the starter yet on DraftKings, so we have to deal with reading our way through all of the Minnesota starting pitching. You mentioned Michael King. Obviously, he has been pitching really well. Last start, notwithstanding, against this same Pittsburgh team that was in Pittsburgh. Now they're in San Diego, so maybe you'd be willing to run that one back. Still had 7 strikeouts. Got hurt by the home run ball there. 14.5 fantasy points and a no decision. So, a win would have given him 18.5. You look at the games prior, 29, 28, 26, 20, 23. So a super strong stretch against some pretty good offenses as well during that run here. So could certainly expect a bounce back from Michael King at $9,500. You mentioned Seth Lugo is at 93. Gossman's at 9K. That's your top 3 priced starting pitchers. I think what we do with Kevin Gossman is going to be interesting here because he has not been good at all, really, for most of this year. The strikeout numbers are way down. He certainly had some tough matchups. He plays in a tough division. It's the Angels in LA. This is, one of the better matchups that he's going to have all season long. He had that but complete game, 8 Ks against Texas. So we have a recently good performance out of him. Like, what do you 8 innings against Baltimore last time out in a win? I mean, where are you on Kevin Gossman at 9K here?
Yeah, I mean, the concern for Gossman is all these fly balls. I mean, it's hard to keep the ball in the yard in a major league ballpark when you're getting 12, 9, 11, 12 fly ball outs. Fortunately for us, it's the Angels. I think it's a really good spot for Kevin Gossman. So I'm interested. He pitches deeper into games than most pitchers do. I mean, 4 of the last 5 starts, Kevin Gossman's pitched at least 6 2/3. And 2 of you mentioned 2 of the last 3, he's gone 8 innings. The win equity has been there. He's won 4 of his last 5 starts. So I'm interested. I think him and King top the list for me. I have no worries about Michael King's last start against Pittsburgh. They've been a largely bad offense. And Michael King, over his last 10 starts, has allowed 2 home runs, which is obviously different than what it was. He's getting a lot of ground ball outs. He's missing a ton of bats, 73 strikeouts in 56 innings. And we saw that at the end of his Yankees tenure. And honestly, why the Yankees were able to get Juan Soto in a deal, because Padres saw how good Michael King was and was like, okay, well, we're going to lose Soto. King is good. So He has been great, and I'm willing to go right back to the well. The Lugo thing I'm out on. He's definitely hit a wall, considering, last year was his first year as a starting pitcher. This year, he's been largely great, but you can see it. I mean, Boston twice in the Cubs, he's been shelled in 3 of those starts. It doesn't get easier against the Twins in Minnesota. So I'm definitely in on King. I'm in on Gossman, but I'm out on Seven.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. The Lugo one against Minnesota in Minnesota scares me here a little bit. Eduardo Rodriguez made his return. Had 5 2/3 against Cleveland, 3 earned, 2 home runs, only 1 strikeout, but now home against Colorado. Only 65 pitches in that outing. I'm sure that's a bit of a concern. Again, he didn't really pitch all too well there either, so maybe there would have been a longer leash had he had things working for him. Would you give him a look at 87 here?
No, I personally think that he's still going to be limited.
Okay.
So it's just one of those things. If he was $2,000 cheaper, then I might consider it. I know it's a really good matchup, but 8,700, I'm out on.
Okay. Working our way down the list here. Then, what's the next starter that you find yourself looking at? I mean, we've tried Nestor a few times. He does have the White Sox matchup. He is on the road where he's been horrific, and he also has not been very good at all. Just got lit up by the Angels at home. So
that was, to be fair, I agree. He's been bad. That was in a pouring rain. The Yankees just played. They played through a pouring rain game, and it was just a miserable time for starting pitching. We've seen that a couple times in a couple situations when it's been raining.
Sure. So are you endorsing him here?
I am. Okay. It's the White Sox. I at this point, I'd play you against the White Sox.
Okay. Is there another pitcher that you're interested in on this? We got the Paul Blackburn revenge game. We got Kyle Harrison. We're talking lefties against Atlanta. We liked Blake Snell. He's $7,400 going into Atlanta there with that high strikeout rate. Would you give him a look?
Blackburn revenge narrative. I mean, he's been pretty good for the Mets. That's fine. Kyle Harrison, very hit or miss. Kyle Harrison, this guy has been very, very hit or miss. I'm okay with it. I don't love the pitches the last 2 games. I know the Washington game, 4 2/3, 61 pitches in the middle of the 5th inning. They took him out. So I don't know. I'm probably more likely to get to Blackburn than I would Harrison, but I think they're fine. Gavin Stone looks pretty bad lately. How many home runs does Cutter Crawford give up at $8,000? That's
dude, Cutter, man.
Only one last game. That's an improvement.
Yeah. You guys roll all the way down to under 7K here. Luis Ortiz, Jonathan Cannon, Austin Gomber, Jose Urania, Ross Stripling is your value pitching on this slate.
It's a terrible tier.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would necessarily be interested in any of them.
For sure not. I'm certainly not targeting any of these guys. So
I don't think there's
not for me. Not for me.
I'm with you there.
We'll see if the if we can get anything going there. But again, I like King. I like Gossman. And I think honestly, I think Harrison or Blackburn would be the other 2 for me here.
Agreed.
Catcher. Again, we'll look for some value. If we go all the way down, they got our guy still 2,100. He's 26. Now it is a lefty, so he may not be in the lineup here against Gomber. But
yeah, they probably play Herrera. Here,
which is fine. Like I would consider Herrera then, right? Just as a punt option, $2,500
as a punt. Yeah, as a punt. Is there anything I would spend up for? I would play Austin Wells. Can
always go Jonah Heim and just going against Cutter Crawford, right?
Yep. I would play Austin Wells at 4K. I'd play Kirk at 32.
Danny Jansen's been pretty good for the Red Sox if he finds his way into the lineup here.
Yeah, he sure has. Yep.
3,500. Some power, obviously, in Fenway there, attacking the monster.
Yeah.
And that's probably it.
We'll have more of them in the lineups.
Yeah.
Or you and Henry will have more of them in the lineups.
Agreed. First base, Ohtani just homered off of Willie Peralta. So he's obviously always a guy. Colin Ray at $6,600. Vladdy gets Fulmer at 55. We consider certainly both of those guys. Freeman down here. And then I'm sure we'll be willing to test the rookie. He did not have good numbers at AAA. It was only a couple outings, but his numbers were not great at AAA. They were really good at AA this year. But you have Pascantino, Salvi in this upper 5K range as well.
Yeah, tough debut with how good the Royals have hit right-handed pitching. So I like both Salvi and Vinny Paz, Shohei. We know Colin Ray struggles against lefties. So
yeah,
and obviously Vladdy, not to just like not play Vladdy, but we can definitely get to him.
Yeah, for sure. Mid-tier guys, anybody for you?
I mean, Miranda, if he's in the lineup, 44. Tolia at 41 against Erod. We know how Tolia has been against left-handed pitching. That's been his like dominant power side. Josh Bell, 37, is just still stupid.
Still cheap,
Stupid cheap. So
Nathaniel Lowe, obviously, against Crawford's 35.
Yep.
Dom Smith. Wade, Dom Smith, yep. So some value plays for us. Second base. Marte against a lefty. He was back in the lineup. So assuming all goes well here on Monday, this would be a big spot for him.
Yeah, I mean, he has finally gotten the price bump that he should be, right? Like he should be $6,200 with how good he's been. So yeah, Marte is the top dog, and it's not even close.
Yeah, I mean, again, you can always go against Texas here against Crawford. David Hamilton probably could be leading off again at $4,200. You got him against Jose Urania. Probably would be something to spot. Massey, 4K. See if he leads off as an option for us. Anything else for you, value-wise? Gavin Lux still?
Gavin Lux. Jeff McNeil has been really good for the Mets still an extended period of time. So
McNeil homered the other day off of who was it there?
In Seattle.
Yeah, Castillo. Luis Castillo, McNeil homered off of.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been very good. He's always been a good hitter, right? So I would say I'm definitely interested there. Stripling has been quite bad.
Yes, he has not been very good. You mentioned Gavin Lux already. Sogard's in an RBI tonight for Boston. We liked Oswaldo Cabrera. Wasn't in the lineup, but if he is in the lineup, I'd be willing to give him a run against Cannon at 26.
Agreed.
Third base, Devers, Riley, Chisholm versus a righty. Feels better at 53 against Cannon there. Machado had the night off on Monday. Got to assume he'll be back in the lineup at 51. Chapman, Royce Lewis homered. He's 4,900.
Yeah, I mean, Devers is in a dream spot. Jose Urania, all the numbers suggest blow up coming, and he has been bad as a starter again. Austin Riley, not against playing. They still have a 200 team ISO against left-handed pitching, even though they have that elevated strikeout rate. Jazz, obviously, this is definitely a spot where home run, stolen base, upside. Chapman, 5K. Even though, I mean, Charlie Morton's been terrible. He got absolutely hammered his last time out. And, I mean, that was the game that Milwaukee scored a bajillion runs. And that's been common for Charlie Morton. So I'm not totally opposed to playing some San Francisco. I said it on I didn't play him, but I said it to you on the Monday slate. I mean, Royce Lewis under 5K is not a correct price.
Yeah.
Like if and when he is healthy, that is a player that is easily in the mid fives. So if you want to take advantage of a mispriced Royce Lewis, like that's totally fine by me.
Let's see. Josh Smith, 4K. Josh Young, 43. that range. Eugenio Suarez versus Gombert, $3,800.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a really good one. He's been so productive. It's hard to
Yeah, and lefty is obviously always the mat. They hit our guy Ernie Clement at leadoff
lead
on
off.
Monday.
Yeah.
So we'd have to give him a look if he's there again. Would you go Miguel Vargas versus Nestor 26? Nestor's been so bad, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, here is your leverage is playing White Sox, right?
I mean, Luis Robert got the day off on Monday,
and they're up 3-1 after a home run.
Yeah, I mean, because why wouldn't the chalky pitcher? Can't get Corey Lee out, so that's fine.
But that's your leverage, right? You play some White Sox, which in theory is not fun to do, but we've played White Sox against lefties. We have played. Yeah, dude, I remember we got the
Andrew Vaughn,
Luis Robert back-to-back home runs in that week. There was a week span where the White Sox had an 800 OPS, 200 ISO. We were like, play him. Yeah. That's it. Just play him. And that was a really long time ago. That was before they lost a billion games in a row and whatnot. But they do have serviceable bats. If Vargas is leading off there against a lefty, then I'd be okay with
it. Okay. Shortstop we go then. Bobby Witt homered on Monday, as did Mookie Betts, who made his return. He homered as well. Seager 54, Lindor 52, Cruz 5K.
Yeah, I mean, we're really running out of descriptors for Bobby Witt.
Yeah, he's just good.
He's just good. I mean, good to great. Good just to
really good.
Great to elite. I mean, this is another Seager spot. No, I know he obviously has yet to fully pay off his Monday price tag, but again, this is a guy who has 40 home run upside, has been hurt, and gets a guy who can't pitch or has the
all of a sudden lost it, right?
So in Fenway, it's another spot I'd be willing to go to Corey Seager. So good with Lindor. Honestly, just everyone other than O'Neal Cruz really above 5K I have interest.
Sure. You mentioned obviously Morton struggles. Fitzgerald's been great. Willie Adames home versus a righty and Gavin Stone, who's been a little bit shaky of late. You got that going there as well. So anybody in the mid-tier all looking pretty good. You mentioned Volpe's numbers versus lefties not being great. He does have a righty in Cannon at 39. I know he's not doing anything tonight to make him look appealing, but nobody really is in New York. So what are your thoughts in the value tier of shortstop?
You would think in 4 innings, when a pitcher has 7 walks and 4 hits, that would equal a lot of runs, right, John? Typically,
I'm trying to find the official left on base number right now for
the left on base number is 9, and they're 1 for 11 with runners in scoring.
1 for 11 with runners in scoring.
It was an Aaron Judge first inning double that made it second and third no outs. That was the 11 base runners in 4 innings. The New York Yankees have 1 run. That is the live number. I am sure.
This had the bases loaded at least 3 times.
This has to be one of the most frustrating DFS days of all time when you consider. I mean, I personally played 5 Yankees, so I'm just throw that there. Back to shortstop, where it's I guess less grim.
Some value,
Geraldo Perdomo, 28.
Where's the lefty? Marte probably leads off still here, or they move Corbin Carroll down in the lineup generally. The lefty.
They'll probably lead. I think they hit McCarthy. McCarthy's been really good against lefties. My assumption would be Marte McCarthy, but maybe Corbin if he continues to hit.
Oh, they hit Perdomo lead off when Marte was out of the lineup the other day. So I was curious if they would do Perdomo Marte 1-2.
That's fair. It's a good point. That's possible. I mean, that would
be. I guess we'll find out at 5. Well, we may not. I guess we'll see what happens at 5 if we have that lineup or not. But
also, Kevin Newman will definitely be in the lineup here for the 2,200 for the D-backs. I assume he plays against lefties. Also, stolen bases in back-to-back games. Also coming off a 24 fantasy point game. Who knew Kevin Newman had that in him still, right?
Yeah, been a bit. Been a minute since that's happened.
Anything Arizona related against Gomber, I am in it.
Agreed. Again, listen, we liked the stack Arizona on the Monday slate, so why not run it back? Outfield, again, Yankees.
Yep.
They're 1 for 11 with men in scoring position with 9 left on base. The opportunities were there for them to be absolute menaces here tonight. I said the White Sox are the ones that are just causing the pain. Ozuna gets a lefty. Rooker versus Blackburn. Doyle against Rodriguez, probably okay. Soler versus lefty. Little revenge game back to San Francisco for him. Obviously, the Yankees and Ohtani will be the top dogs there.
Yeah, I do think the Braves are a little bit interesting just because the power upside, right? Like they are just a powerful crew. I know it's in San Fran, but like
we'll see what happens tonight. Obviously, they face Snell. We're not expecting good things to come from that matchup for them. They had a 33% strikeout rate against lefties in the last 30 days. Now the sample size for them at that point was only like 96 at bats, like the third fewest of anybody over that 30-day. But like everybody on that team against left-handed pitching over during that month span has like a 40% strikeout rate. So, that's not good. But Kyle Harrison, as you mentioned, certainly had his ups and downs. So, Ozuna, Soler, some big, powerful hombres there, right? Like, a lot of power there. What else are you taking? Buxton left tonight's game, so we'll see what happens with the Minnesota outfield.
Oh, he's not playing. We've gone down this road. He's not playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
If he's left with an injury, he's not playing tomorrow.
Yeah, he left with something. I didn't get the full scope on what it was. Let's check the old X machine here.
We don't have to worry about Byron Buxton playing. I'll tell you that. He is cooked.
There's not even like a team update yet.
Maybe he just got pulled for.
Buxton struck out in his last at bat. Did not come back out to the field. Manny Margot took over.
Maybe it was maybe he didn't maybe he didn't hustle enough on a strikeout back to the dugout.
Strikeout. It's pretty ugly. Well, we'll see what happens.
Update: Corey Seager, 2-run home run. It was.
Very
predictable.
That was bound to happen. So
So Carter Crawford, good luck.
Seriously,
if Lourdes is in the lineup Tuesday, $4,600, he gets Austin Gomber. He's been good this year against lefties.
Yeah, he left with hamstring tightness, so I guess we'll see, right?
Yeah. Merrill, Luis
Jackson.
Robert. I mean, look, if you want to be different with the White Sox, you're not excluding Luis Robert. I know it's been an awful year, but like you wouldn't exclude him from that equation.
I agree.
Conforto's been really good for the Giants. 4,200 against Charlie Morton. Yoshida.
I mean, Boston versus Urania is still going to be a popular, or I say popular, but like it should be a popular play. Like they're obviously in a little bit of a slump, but all those lefties at home against Jose Urania should be a pretty smart spot to go with there.
Yep.
Chorio's fine at 4K. Anything else down here for you value wise?
Anything else value wise? I mean, McCarthy, Butler, obviously 39 each.
Sure.
Blade has been pretty good of late. Winker, they've been hitting him third. I do think this is an interesting spot for the Mets. I know the Mets offense has not been good at all of late, but it also, good of late. The Coors series was disappointing, but they're coming off a Seattle series, so that's something. Varsho 35, McNeil we talked about. Melendez is fine. Duvall.
He's like Garrett Mitchell.
I mean, if he hits third, he's in third. Yeah, I mean, if he's in the middle of that lineup, he is definitely in play given Gavin Stone's recent struggles. Yastrzemski, fine. He'll hit the end of the lineup, but he's fine.
Yeah.
Laureano will play probably. Who else do we got? Anything else down here? You talked about Vargas.
Not really. Nothing we can't go over at 5 p.m. So make sure you tune in for the live show at 5 p.m. Myself and Henry Wilson. For now, I guess we got a lineup. We liked Michael King. I guess the question is, do we double up with Gausman or do we hit Harris and Blackburn?
Probably Blackburn. Probably Blackburn. Probably Blackburn? Question mark.
Okay.
Probably.
Right.
I mean, it's not an easy spot. Obviously.
It's not an easy spot. I agree.
And Blackburn with the reverse splits too, the righty stuff, and that's like Brent Rooker exists in the world. So
I mean, we can see what kind of money we got left and figure it out from there too. So
I mean, if we punt catcher,
yeah, I mean, what do you? I said we could just go Arizona regardless. Go Herrera, 25, just to just to save cash. What did we want to stack here? What's our favorite stack today? Do we try the Yankees? Do we do Arizona? Go
Yankees,
get
Arizona.
Yeah. So we'll go Marte, we'll go Bell.
If we wanted cheap exposure, Perdomo.
I said
Uniheno.
Let's go Uniheno, and then we can maybe look for a spend up short. So
yeah, Seager.
Where's Uniheno? Where is he? Why am I blanking? 38? 38. Seager 54. That gives us 3 at 38.
Mitchell 32.
Yeah, Mitchell 32 gives us 2 at 41. Let's see. Wallner, Chorio. I guess we could do Mitchell, Chorio, and just do a little stack against Stone. And then 42. We get anything that would stack.
Conforto, Yoshida. Probably would be like the two guys there.
Yeah, where
Josh
are they?
Smith. You can play Josh Smith. That would stack with.
Yeah. Where's John? There he is. Okay, that works. Yep. All right. King, Blackburn, Herrera, Bell, Marte, Suarez, Seager, Mitchell, Chorio, Smith. $200 left over. Again, we'll have an official lineup and a preview show again at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you tune into that. If you have any questions, follow us on X. Get us in the Discord. We'll see you guys later.